Oh, wait.
Oh, can't see me.
Why not? That was last night, man. Raw was last night.
I'm going to go to Raw.
Raw was
We
last
could
night.
go to Raw. Raw will be here on January 12th. Hey, maybe we can do the Matt Ryan Show live from Raw.
That would be awesome.
Vince McMahon might kick us out, for infringing on the WWE Network or something.
Yeah, he needs every dollar he can get right now.
Exactly. But 65, Ryan.
6'5". Jeez. As the numbers keep going up, I'm still like, man, been over a year and some change now.
Yeah, I think we started back in the end of August last year.
Yes,
Right
that was the LSU football preview.
Yeah, you're right. That was the first one. We did that, kind of test pilot that we don't really count as an episode for the Super Bowl.
Right.
Hey, we got some good feedback on that and got a concept for the show. But
thanks to you guys, we're still here.
At least for now.
For now.
Still waiting on some sponsors, though.
That's right.
But we'll see what happens there. But Ryan, the Saints decided to play football this weekend for once.
The score doesn't give the game justice. Everybody. I was talking with some buddies at work yesterday, and one of the guys at work said the Saints defense still needs to show up. And I'm like, wait, hold on now.
Yeah,
hold on. We were up by 16. We were up by 19, and we'd only given up 300 yards on the road. And then the last two drives, the Steelers put together 195 yards on two drives to make it a 3-point game. The game was over. But at the same time, Matt, what does prevent defense do for you?
It prevents you from winning. He did it at the end of the half, and luckily didn't give up a field goal, which, by the way, could have been the difference in the game.
Would have been the difference in the game.
You just, why go away from what was working? I don't really blame that on the players. That's on the scheme there. But Saints got a road win, and much in a row to keep the season. Saints won 2 in a row on the road and lost 3 in a row at home. What is up with this season?
Cold front coming. Watch out. Cold front coming.
Hell freezing over. But the Saints, they got to work on the running game. Although the run defense overall has been all right this year, but Le'Veon Bell, boy, he just had a field day.
Le'Veon Bell's a monster. His second year out of Michigan State.
Yeah,
second year out of Michigan State, and this guy went undrafted. Went unrecruited. Out of high school.
Yeah.
From Ohio, brought to Michigan State, and he's just a monstrous back. He's patient. He's powerful. He's agile. He's got all of the the unteachables.
Yeah,
he's got all the
intangibles.
Everything like that.
Unteachables too, though.
This guy racked up almost 200 yards from scrimmage, and we still managed to keep them to 19 points before the last two drives.
Mm-hmm.
And the game was pretty much in the bag, and we hold the Pittsburgh Steelers, who twice this season, Roethlisberger went over 500 and 6 touchdowns, and we held them to. Well, we put him at 435, but before those drives, Roethlisberger was under 300 with just 1 touchdown on the game.
And did he still finish under 50% completion
Yeah.
percentage?
Oh, no. He
got
threw
over
58 passes. So under 50% would have had to been under 29 completions. No, I think he had about 34 or 58, which was his career high.
Okay. Well, he must have got a lot of those Serge Jenkins. I know for a while he was really strong. He was like 8 for 23 or something like that.
Something happened with his hand, too. You saw the injury early on that really changed it. You even saw a couple of handoffs to Le'Veon Bell with the left hand.
We were pointing that out watching the game.
Backhanded. This could be a game changer, and I think it was. I really do think it was.
And the crazy thing is, one of the Saints probably got an interception. 2, they should have had about 2 more pick sixes.
Well, did we have 2 interceptions?
We had 2 interceptions,
and it
probably should have had 5, and probably should have had 2 pick sixes.
If P-Rob could catch, that game would have been over with by half.
He makes the difficult interception and drops the ones right in his hand. I don't know. That's that crazy thing. They're the most unpredictable team in football.
Well, let's look at what happened on the scoreboard as far as the numbers are concerned. Ingram, 120 yards.
Ingram ran very well.
Breeze, under 300 yards.
Mm-hmm.
5 touchdowns, but under 300 yards. Balance was there. The dedication to the run was there. Welcome to the party, Kenny Stills.
Yes.
Welcome to the party, Nick Toon. Sign your RSVP and tell us that you're not going to come to the next one, Jimmy Graham.
Yeah, he was held in check the entire game.
He was not even targeted. I don't want to say he was held in check.
And he wasn't
not even targeted.
He wasn't injured either.
I still stand strong that Jimmy Graham is soft.
Are you sure it looks soft against
soft? The Steelers have been known year in and year out. Vic LeBeau is one of the best defensive coordinators ever. Still coaching in Pittsburgh. And Jimmy Graham was a non-factor, and we still won. Matt, what does that tell you?
It tells you the Saints offense can find a weapon with almost anybody.
That $10 million a year is not worth it for a tight end. But hey, we won. It's not negative Nancy over here.
We got to 5-7. But then the Cardinals didn't do the Saints a favor and
Yeah.
decided to lay an egg. But Atlanta goes to Green Bay on Monday Night Football next week over there.
We all know what happens in Lambeau on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, so the Saints, if you look at the schedule, to quote Woody Page there, the Saints, the odds on favorite and, realistically could win 3 out of the next 4 and finish at 8-8.
Really and truthfully, Matt, the only game that would give us the bump in the road is not this week coming, but going to Soldier Field.
Sure. And another thing, speaking of the playoff scenario, if the Saints win the other 3 games, which are all their division games, they win a division automatically.
Right.
I saw that the other day through the scenario. So if they win the 3 division games that they have left,
The Chicago game doesn't even matter.
it doesn't matter. They could lose by 100 points. It wouldn't matter. They would clinch it over Atlanta, even if Atlanta finished 8-8.
Yep, because we would have
I think it was
the overall record.
I think both of us would be 5-1 in division, but then it would go down to common opponents where we are demolishing the Falcons.
True.
So they go down to 3rd tiebreaker. But 1 week first, and it's the Carolina Panthers coming to the Dome. And even though the Saints demolished them on that Thursday night game at the end of October, on paper the Saints should be in control of this game. But the Panthers have been one of those teams that have always given the Saints trouble. And the Panthers-Saints series seems like the road team always does better.
It does, and one thing we got to look at is, going back to this past weekend's performances, the Panthers went into Minnesota, held Minnesota to under 300 yards of total offense, ran the ball for over 200 yards, but gave up 2 punt blocks for touchdowns. The special teams on Carolina gave the game away in Minnesota. So seeing what we've seen over the past few weeks with the Saints defense, with the run defense being good sometimes, suspect in other weeks,
Exactly.
we know what we're going to get out of Carolina. Newton's going to try and throw the ball. They're going to run the ball successfully, or they're going to run the ball frequently. What defense will we see that shows up on Sunday in the Superdome?
I think we'll see the go, and we've seen that usually match up well with Carolina, and I think the key is going to be, like you mentioned, if we can control their running game, make Cam Newton beat you with his arm, which I'll take that bet every time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Vegas seems to think so as well, because the Saints are an 8-point favorite.
8-point favorite?
They're thinking the Saints are way overdue to end that home curse, if you want to call it, after winning 19 in a row with Peyton and Breeze, now losing 3 in a row. Yeah, it's surreal to think about that. But I think that's one of those games that maybe we can get the Saints going. Who knows?
I think this weekend was actually the turning the corner game, because,
Nobody thought we'd win.
No one, myself included.
And that's the typical Saints.
Yeah, I had joked on Monday with a few different people. I think I told you this too. We lose 3 straight at home with the Saints the way that we play. We're going to go into Pittsburgh and dominate.
Yeah.
And
Pretty much what we did.
Look what happened. We forced 2 turnovers on defense. Didn't give up any turnovers on offense. Drew played a pretty damn good game.
Yeah, he played his best of the year by far.
Stat of the week: the Saints are 27-0 under Drew Brees and Sean Payton when we don't turn the ball over. 27-0.
Maybe we should stop turning the ball over.
Maybe.
I like our odds in that.
Just maybe. If we don't turn the ball over, we just might win. And Carolina comes in with a defense that's been decimated. Greg Hardy's not playing for the season. We know what Roman Harper can't do.
Yeah,
just cover
and that's exactly what we did when we played. It was like, oh, there's Roman Harper.
Right.
Let's play.
Find Roman Harper, throw the ball his direction, and 7 yards, 12 yards, 15 yards, the whole game. Vegas knows a lot. They're normally pretty spot on. With the Saints as an 8-point favorite after the performance we got this weekend, things should be looking on the up and up come Sunday at 12 o'clock.
And also coming back this week, Sean Payton talked about this in his, I think it was his Monday presser.
Well, squashing the Ray Rice rumors.
But that and return of Kyrie Robinson.
That's what he squashed the Ray Rice rumors with.
Yeah. I like that. So you got the 1-2 punch back. Like Ingram, he's still going to be your featured back.
Oh, yeah.
Should be. But Robinson and Cadet give you that. And then Pierre's healthy now. So we got all 4 of our running backs back. So, it's never a bad thing to have some running back there.
Absolutely.
But what do you think, Ryan, this weekend? You like the Saints' chances?
This is a no-brainer for me. Blind optimism, if you follow us long enough, I rarely ever pick against the Saints. And this is going to be one of those weeks where you'd be pretty much ignorant to pick against the Saints. We finally turned the corner in Pittsburgh, which is a very tough place to play.
Yes.
It's got the natural field. It's outdoors. It's normally cold. That weird stadium creates that crosswind.
That crosswind, squeeze him. I know he missed it. One field goal.
He used it.
He knows
saw that thing bend in.
Yeah, it's physics at its finest right there.
Carolina's hurting right now. They're hurting bad, and Cam Newton does not look like the guy who's going to lead the Panthers for the future. I've got the Saints. I hate doing this because I normally end up eating crow, but I've got the Saints 38, the Panthers 14.
They're going a huge blood. I think the Saints do win this one convincingly. Not quite as much, but I'm going to go 31-17.
Okay.
But just like you, I like us to cover in Vegas. And just I think we'll play a solid game at home. And just like I think, played mad last week, I think we're going to be playing even more pissed off this week because we want a home win. And it's an important game.
It's a huge game.
And with the victory this week, the Saints, odds are they'd have a pretty good shot of getting back into sole possession of first if Atlanta doesn't beat Green Bay over there on Monday night. But yeah, that's down the line. You got to take care of business, our own business first.
Exactly.
Saints control their own destiny.
We sure do. As long as we keep our side of the street clean and win out, the playoffs are already a lock. But the key is winning out, and it starts with Sunday.
Exactly. And we'll get to LSU football in just a second at Bolton there since their regular season's already over with. That seems like it flew by real quick.
I know, geez.
But this is the first time, I don't know if ever, this show's almost a post-game show, right? Because LSU Hoops got a huge non-conference win tonight, 82-60 at home against UMass, and a game that later on in the year is going to look very good on the resume. And I would say an early must-win for the Tigers.
Absolutely.
Especially after they dropped games to Clemson and Old Dominion over there in the Paradise Jam. 4-2 still good record, Ryan, but the SEC is not exactly the strongest conference in basketball, and you got to get these non-conference wins where you can get a few.
We're going to face the likes of potentially 3 ranked teams in the conference. That's it.
Yeah, maybe
Arkansas, Kentucky, and Florida. Florida, with Donovan, Florida's had a good team year in and year out. Whether they're ranked or not, they're always a threat. But, the likes of Alabama, Auburn, A&M, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, they're not the quality opponents that, you face in the All-American Conference.
Right.
Maybe in the Pac-12.
They're decent teams, but if LSU doesn't play good ball, they'll lose to any of them.
Exactly.
But the Tigers tonight got a performance that I think we finally saw their potential.
Right.
Tonight. They're capable of being a tournament team this year, and maybe this will jumpstart them. Not to mention this was only a must-win because they're going on the road in just 2 days to a ranked West Virginia team, place that's pretty tough to play. Although LSU won there the year they went to the Final Four a couple years back when Darryl Mitchell hit that shot in overtime, but that was a completely different Tiger team as well. But we'll see. Maybe the Tigers can get a huge non-conference win. Nobody expecting them to win over there at West Virginia, but that'd be a great win. If not, they will probably have to run the table, which they probably have a shot to do so in the rest of the non-conference, but yeah, I don't think they can afford any more than one more non-conference loss.
And, they showed signs of greatness at times, but tough losses to Clemson, barely squeaking out against Texas Tech. That should have been a one-sided game.
Right.
On paper, we should have just dominated that game. There's no way it should have gone to overtime. And for us to have to claw back into that game, shows it. But what that shows us is looking at Texas Tech, looking at the ODU loss, looking at the Clemson loss, and then looking at tonight against a team in UMass who's danced year in and year out and beating them by 22.
Yeah,
I don't care if it's at home, in UMass, or on a neutral site. You beat anybody by 22. That's a one-sided.
Yeah, it's almost seeming like the better opponents have been playing well against it. Because Gardner-Webb, that's one of those teams that nobody really thinks of.
Right.
They made the tournament last year, and they've got a chance to go there again this year. I mean, I think they lost the other night, but they usually do pretty decent in their conference. They were an NIT team last year.
It'll be fun.
It'll be fun with them. West Virginia Wednesday night. I mean, tomorrow night. 2 nights from now on Thursday night. It was getting tomorrow.
Is it on the tube?
It is on the tube. I have to check the channel. I want to say it might be on like ESPNU or ESPN2.
Okay.
It is part of that SEC Big 12 channel. It's not. It's on the SEC network. It's definitely on the tube though. In fact, I think every game except at UAD, which I think is next week, is on television or some form of television.
Not bad.
I mean, we'll be in conference play in January before.
Who do we open with conference play? Do you know? Top of your head?
Oh, top of my head. God did know, but I forgot. Yeah. We'll get to it.
Getting ahead of ourselves.
But so sticking with LSU, the Gridiron, the Tigers got a win on Thanksgiving, and man, Ryan, it looked like we saw a little bit of a wrinkle in the offense there this week with Anthony Jennings.
How many times have we run the read option this season?
Not enough. Actually, how many times have we run it successfully?
I don't think we actually ran the read option. enough this season. It was always the pitch back or the handoff up the middle or the pitch to the outside, the weak side pitch.
Oh, what's that? Toss dive.
The toss dive that they run, whatever, the jet sweep. I don't remember seeing the read option much. And we all know Anthony Jennings is a great athlete. He's a terrible passing quarterback. He's a great athlete. Otherwise, he wouldn't be playing for the purple and gold. Mm-hmm. And we saw 265 plus yards on the ground between Leonard Fournette and our quarterback. I'm sorry. 2007 Florida and Urban Meyer called. They want their offense back.
Yeah, we ran for over 100 yards and Anthony Jennings. You reminded me of last year Nick Marshall.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he
was. And where the hell had that been?
we wouldn't have 4 losses if that was the case.
God, no. We ran the ball successfully on almost every team we played this year. The problem came down to passing. We squeaked out against Ole Miss. Mm-hmm. We lost to Bama in overtime because we threw the ball. I mean, we could potentially be playing for the SEC championship right now. Hindsight's 20/20, but damn.
That's how close the SEC is, especially in the West, right? And you make one mistake, it could cost you a lot.
Look at Auburn. Auburn was the number 3 team in the nation. They finished the season at 8-4, the exact same record LSU has.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the SEC.
Ole Miss also. No, actually, did Ole Miss win 9-3?
Yeah, 9-3. State's the number 1 team in the nation all season. They dropped 2 of their last 3. It's the SEC, man.
They beat up on each other.
But to take some positives away from it, this is the 15th straight 8-win season LSU has had.
They're going bowling.
We're bowling again. We have the longest running 8-win season streak in the nation right now at 15. It's also the longest streak that the school has ever had since their inception of a football team. Everybody's calling for Les Miles' head because we, 8-4, 9-3. We have one of the most dominant programs year in and year out in college football.
It's also his youngest team he's ever had at LSU.
Youngest team he's ever had at LSU with a skeptical, questionable at best quarterback play. Mm-hmm. We saw the likes of Mettenberger and everything last year, and it was a beautiful thing to see. But the team's different now, and that's just something we got to accept moving forward. But Matt, with an 8-4 record, what are we looking at as far as bowl games are concerned?
Well, there's a couple of rumors going around, and your bowl scenarios are going to change a lot this year with the whole playoff and all that stuff. I think they're going to start taking a little bit more of geography into account to sell tickets, because if you don't sell your allotment, you got to eat the cost of that, which LSU had to eat a lot of that cost of the Outback Bowl last year. But at the same time, other than the 6, what do you call it, the playoff bowls or whatever now, there's not much difference in them now. But the 2 rumored ones they got LSU looking at right now would be, one, going back to Houston and relying on the Texas Bowl with a rumored opponent of Texas, which I personally would love.
Yeah, when's the last time we played UT in football? A long time.
The Cotton Bowl when Marcus Randall was our quarterback.
Wow.
At the end of 2002. That was a year LSU looked like they were going to maybe contend for back-to-back SEC titles, and then Mott got hurt in that game against Florida when it was already out of hand.
Yeah.
And Saban kept him in. What did he do? Breaks his ankle. And finished 8-5. But that is what it, in fact, would have been 7-6 if it wasn't for a miracle play Kentucky.
It wasn't a bluegrass miracle.
Mm-hmm. But and then the other one is, I'm not even going to call it by its stupid corporate name. It's the Gator Bowl.
What's the corporate name?
Tax Slayer.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. The Gator Bowl.
It's the Gator Bowl. Yeah. The other one they're looking at is the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville, which LSU has not played in since 1987. So maybe they're thinking that way. It's a straight, easy drive down I-10, about 8 hours from New Orleans.
Right.
It's in Jacksonville, Jaguars. Both of them are in NFL stadiums, so at least they would both be a nice stadium.
Yeah, capacity, right.
But
good concessions.
They do have hey, that's always important.
Oh, yeah.
They sell beer.
Hey!
Yeah, they do sell.
The last thing you want is a bunch of LSU fans drinking during the game.
Ooh.
During the game.
I still don't know how Reliant or NRG now is still standing when they had a stadium with alcohol with LSU and Wisconsin fans.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus.
That was funny. Their fans were pretty funny. But
who's the rumored opponent if we go to the Gator Bowl?
Gator Bowl, that's been thrown all around from anybody from like a Nebraska to a West Virginia.
I don't like either of those matchups.
Yeah, I've even heard Louisville thrown around there.
That wouldn't be a bad one.
Well, it'd be fun to make Bobby Petrino mad again.
Oh, yes. We're coming back, Bobby Petrino. We're bringing you another intern.
Oh. Bring your own neck brace.
I went there. That would be a good matchup. I don't like the idea of having to play Nebraska with your boy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Being an interim coach, you have Pelini again.
Well, not so much the Pelini, but they had a running back that was not a dark horse Heisman candidate that I don't exactly want to match up with.
Basically, yeah.
And then West Virginia gave Alabama everything they could handle at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and they beat Baylor, I believe it was this year.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, they did.
They could put points up, but LSU does play well against the spread.
And wait, Matt, I need you to refresh my memory.
Okay.
At the end of Saturday night when Bama beat Auburn, who ended up with the best defense in the SEC?
I believe that was LSU.
Okay. Just making sure.
You know, after that Auburn game, if you had told me LSU to finish 1 in yards and 2 in points allowed in the SEC in defense, I would have thought you were on crack.
Probably.
But Kendall Beckwith, I think, had a lot to do with that. And
when he came in, the whole game changed.
And not to mention the last 3 or 4 games or so, you know, Rashard Robinson didn't play. Of course, he may never play for LSU again, but that's another story. But that's probably the 2 top bowls we're looking at right now. We'll know for sure on Sunday. I personally would love the Texas Bowl winning. Screw Texas. I'd love to kick the crap out of them.
Hell yeah.
Especially while they're down right now. We could. 2, Houston is a huge hot recruiting bed for LSU.
Yep. And 3, it also has the most LSU alumni per capita.
LSU's biggest alumni outside of the league.
Yep.
And then 3, the game is on primetime television and indoors.
On Monday night. That's a Monday night.
Yeah, Monday night, the 29th of December, which we always feel better tonight. Jacksonville would be during the day.
Yeah, let's go Texas.
Yeah, let's go Texas. Yep. Plus, like, they got breweries and stuff in Houston. All right. Go ahead and hit up St. Arnold's again. That was fun.
What was the one we went to? I went to whenever we were in Houston. Can't think of the name of it. Flying Saucer.
Yeah, that's the other one.
That's
there's 2 I'm gonna go to. St. Arnold's one and Flying Saucer.
Flying Saucer.
Maybe they had both. Road trip.
I wish I still had PTO left. It's all used. Thanks, Christmas.
Maybe like we can get you to log on and then I can log on from the phone. via satellite.
Here's the game on the Matt Ryan show.
Via satellite from
Forgive my partner, guys. He's socially lubricated.
I'm not drunk. I'm tired of drinking all day.
I'm not tired. Time of drinking all night.
But I guess the only other thing we really have left is championship week edition of Rapid Fire.
Bring it.
All right, we'll pull it up on the app here. But I guess one I can think of right off the top of my head, we'll go with the Big Ten +2. Ohio State takes on Melvin Gordon and the Wisconsin Badgers. And Ohio State is now down to their 3rd quarterback.
Cardale White. The 3rd string quarterback who almost got kicked off the team beginning of the season for some unnecessary tweets and stupid 18-year-old BS versus the best running back in the nation in Melvin Gordon.
Who is my personal Heisman pick.
Personally, I'm with you. I'm going with Wisconsin. On Wisconsin. If Gordon wouldn't have got hurt, LSU would be a 7-5 team right now.
Yes.
If Gordon would not have gotten hurt at the beginning of the season, we had absolutely no answer for him. Nebraska didn't have an answer for him. Minnesota hasn't had an answer for him. No one has found an answer for Melvin Gordon, and it ain't going to be Ohio State. I've got the Badgers.
I got the Badgers. I think I got the Badgers big. I think they're going to run all over Ohio State.
I think the problem is Ohio State's going to have a freshman quarterback who's never started a game starting in the Big Ten +2 championship.
And Vegas agrees with us because Wisconsin's a 4-point favorite.
4-point favorite. That's neutral ground. That's 7 at home.
Yeah, I wonder where I think the game's in Indianapolis or something like that.
I think so. I think it's, what's that, Lucas Oil?
Yeah, where
probably Lucas Oil.
I think that's where the Big Ten +2.
Probably a nice little central meeting ground.
Yeah. I mean, Ohio State will have more fans, but Wisconsin travels very
well. They do.
But,
on Wisconsin.
Let's see what we got. Championship edition. Georgia Tech, who surprisingly has flown under the radar the entire year at number 11 and 10-2, will try to do the entire country a favor and knock off the 12-0 Florida State Seminoles, who dropped again to number 4.
You beat me to it. What's the spread?
The spread in that game, Florida State is only a 4-point favorite. Game is in Charlotte, I believe.
Florida State
Ohio had about 20,000 people at the game.
Almost lost to a freshman quarterback and a terrible offense.
They should have lost.
In Florida.
Should have lost.
They should have lost to Notre Dame. They should have lost to Louisville. They should have lost to Miami. Well, all of these should have. And Clemson. All of these should haves avail us nothing. Because at the end of the week, Florida State is still undefeated.
And they're finding ways to win.
Their defense has been carrying them. Because Winston is garbage.
What did he get? 4 picks against Florida?
4 picks against Florida, and he comes out with a W. The defense is the reason that they won that game. Not this week.
But Georgia Tech don't throw the ball.
Georgia Tech runs the ball, and they'll run it down your throat day in and day out. They have the number 3 rushing attack in the nation.
And they went in the Sanford Stadium and beat Georgia this week.
And they beat Georgia this week.
And Georgia kind of choked a little, but hey.
An SEC defense got beat at home by an ACC rushing attack.
That's their rival.
And they do it again this week. Florida State goes down. Florida State falls out of the top 4, and Jameis Winston gets arrested.
He had his hearing today. I never heard anything about it yet.
He's going to get arrested.
This could be his disciplinary hearing that gets postponed until like January.
And then Jimbo Fisher loses his job because he's been protecting criminals. I'm just foreshadowing. But this weekend, I've got Georgia Tech by a field goal. Their kicker boomed a 56-yarder in Sanford Stadium to tie it. They got the ball back with 18 seconds left, and he kicks a 56. How the hell did that happen?
One, I don't know. Two, I hope the Saints have him on his draft board. Shane Graham's old.
Well, 56 yards in the NFL, he barely got that through. I'm talking like 7 inches longer.
It's outdoors, though.
It is outdoors, I'll give you that.
56 is, don't get is great. I just want a guy that can make it consistently from 50 and under.
Be nice. Goskowski. Be nice. Yeah. I've got Georgia Tech in this one, though. All seriousness. I've got Georgia Tech because, 1, I hate Florida State. 2, I think they're overrated. 3, I think Georgia Tech is one of the best. That spread option is dynamite. They run it better than anybody in the nation.
I'm going to go Florida State winning. I may or may not say they may have some extra help in the game. Because I don't know if maybe some money's tied and some teams, in fact, another one we'll get to later, maybe playing in some dome stadium about 8 miles from here. That would guarantee a sellout and a lot of money. But, I'm just.
The national championship is in the dome this year?
The semifinal is. And 1 versus 4 would be playing here if some team that is currently number 1 and number 4, which are paying right. But hey, this is Professor Hindsight, right?
No, it's not. It's the truth. That makes me sick, but whatever. I have to agree with you.
But I do think Florida State will win this game. With that said, this is not a title game, but should be a great game. Kansas State, number 9, takes on number 6 Baylor team trying to get into the playoff and did beat TCU earlier.
Technically, this is a championship game.
Yeah, I guess technically. It could be a play-in.
Because TCU, who does TCU play on Saturday?
TCU plays a 2-9 Iowa State team. And they play them at 11 a.m., so Baylor's going to know what
they have to do. Yeah. If TCU has to beat Ohio State, and they're automatically in. Baylor has to beat K-State in Manhattan, right?
It's in Baylor.
It's in Waco?
It's in Waco.
So, man, TCU is going in as a 3 seed, man. Iowa State's garbage. And, even though TCU played Kansas neck and neck, or should I reword that? Kansas gave TCU all they could handle until like halfway through the 4th quarter. TCU's just got way too much talent. I think TCU ends up winning the Big 12 this year.
And this is my upset. This is special this week. I think Bill Snyder and him, nobody's thinking about it. I think they beat Baylor.
Cool, yeah, that'll put it to rest real quick.
Baylor does not look that impressive.
They have no defense here. No defense.
They don't. They don't score a lot of points, but they hit. Bill Snyder does defense.
That he does. Does well. Ask Harvard.
He's still got it.
He's been doing it.
The field's named after him, and he's
30-some years in Manhattan.
Something like that.
Ridiculous.
Like I said, TCU and Iowa State play. TCU's going to kill them at home.
Yep.
Before we get to that other game, Pac-12.
Pac-12.
Can Arizona make lightning strike twice? They are number 7 right now. going to Autzen Stadium because the Pac-12 play the higher seed hosts the championship game.
That's horse crap.
Can Arizona go into Autzen Stadium and knock off Oregon?
Gilbert, what do you think?
I know Arizona can beat them because they have beat them earlier this year. It's tough to beat somebody twice, though. I got Oregon squeaking by.
My blind optimism tells me Arizona. Realistically speaking, I got to go with the Ducks because it's at home.
Yeah,
you know, if it wasn't at home, I would say Zona could beat them.
And they're trying to punch a ticket to the
both of them all.
The Rose Bowl.
You know,
if Arizona wins,
they probably would jump in.
They have an argument.
They have a very, very good argument.
They would have 2 losses, but they have an argument.
And they beat the number 2 team in the nation not once but twice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's interesting, but I think it's going to be probably one of the best games of the weekend. Arizona, Oregon. You know, look at the over/under probably.
And that's the late one.
65-70.
That's your late one.
Yep, that's probably the West Coast 7 o'clock kickoff. So we're looking at about a 9 o'clock kickoff here. So it's going to be a chock-a-block full of football on Saturday. Do you have the over/under on that one?
Not knowing right now, but if I had to guess, wouldn't surprise me if it's at least 70.
It's got to be close to 70, 75, 80, because both of those teams are high-flying offenses.
I mean, they're both these are capable of putting up 30 plus.
It's ridiculous when you think about it.
But anyway, we got one game left, and this one, you know, it could be closer than we think. It could also be a blowout. But number 1, Alabama hosts the Missouri Tigers, who are going to Atlanta for the 2nd year in a row. Well, we got that division right at least this year. Of course, I picked Auburn to win the West at the beginning of the year. But Alabama's a 2-touchdown favorite against Missouri in a game that nobody is giving Gary Pinkel and Matty Mock them any shot in Atlanta. It's going to be about 90% Alabama fans at that game. What's your take, Ryan?
Really? Really?
Yeah, really.
Alabama, God, it hurts me to say this. Alabama is by far, hands down, the best team in college football right now. They are. I don't care about the fact that they gave up 44 points at home to Auburn. They scored 55. They came back down. They fought back from down. They imposed their will on Auburn. And just, I mean, Amari Cooper is a freaking man-child.
And he's another guy that does have a legitimate argument for the high.
Yeah, he does. In the Iron Bowl, he puts up 200 and something yards receiving on what, like 10 catches?
Something like that.
It wasn't like he got like 19 catches for 200 yards. He did it on like 10 to 12 catches.
The LSU shut him down.
Yeah, we shut him down. But the rest of the nation came and catch up to him, much less shut him down. If Bama doesn't win this one by 21 or more, I'll be shocked.
Bama's a different team away from home, but I think Missouri just doesn't quite have enough firepower.
Third quarter takeover.
Yeah, like a third, late fourth. I'm going to go Bama by 10. I think Missouri does cover. Gives them all they can handle. Hell, they gave Auburn all they can handle until Auburn pulled away last year. But it's going to depend.
Yeah, that was a shootout last year.
That was a fun game to watch. It's going to depend which Matty Mock shows up.
Yep.
Now, they also don't have Dorio Beckham Green anymore either.
Idiot.
I don't even know where he ended up. I forgot.
Probably JUCO. Smoking his weed. Moron.
Hey, maybe I'll go to Texas A&M.
No, because then he's coming to the West. No. Hey, what do we do with JUCO rejects? Mettenberger.
Yeah, make him like potential.
Probably our starting quarterback for next season. We both agree. Bama, there's no way. I would be hard pressed to see Missouri actually make this a game for 4 quarters. For 4 quarters.
And then this is the other thing, just for conversation's sakes, is Missouri too far down to move up into the top 4 with 2 losses if they beat Alabama?
Yes.
And
there are teams above them that deserve it more than a 2-loss SEC champion Mizzou.
And the apocalypse scenario that said before this year, the SEC would be its own worst enemy. The champ would have 2 losses and not make the playoff is 1 game away from potentially happening. But then again, it's Alabama, but they only dropped to 4.
Probably. They probably only dropped to 3.
Yeah, you're right.
They have 2 losses and knocked Florida State out of the top 4.
Like the refs cheated or something like that.
Something interesting, Matt, before we close up. Okay. coming down the final stretch of the season, there was a certain bit of scenarios that all had to happen for LSU to win the SEC West.
Mm-hmm.
All of them happened, except for one, LSU winning. All of the scenarios LSU needed to happen, LSU to win the SEC West happened.
The apocalypse scenario.
Bama beats Auburn. Bama beats State. Ole Miss beats State. We beat A&M. Arkansas beats Ole Miss. Everything fell the way we needed it to, except we didn't beat Bama.
Hey guys, we beat Bama, we beat Arkansas, and we're playing. And you have the Tiger Bowl in Atlanta.
Son of a gun. Welcome to the SEC.
That sounds about right.
Another season concluded in the SEC. The LSU Tigers finished the SEC at 500, in 5th in the SEC West at 4-4.
Yeah, before we close, is the decline real? Ever since 2011, LSU's going 6-2, 5-3, 4-4 in the SEC last few years.
Time for the parabola to turn its way back up. We've hit the vertex.
I think so too.
We've hit the vertex. It's time to climb up now.
With that said, we'll be back next week with episode 66. I will recap the Saints-Panthers game. We'll know for sure where LSU's going bowling, right. And probably talk some LSU and Pelicans hoops and stuff like that. Or if you guys got any ideas. We haven't done a Matt and Ryan challenge. You know, we can do like a combined challenge. Like, do you want us to team up to try to do something and maybe beat your over-under or something? I don't know. Just your ideas.
With that being said,
All right, America.